good way for us to break and everybody kind of get 3.5, almost 4 days to take a deep breath and decompress a little bit. We've got a good basketball team. We need our guys. It's hard to go on the road and play a team of a caliber of Clemson and not have the manpower and not have enough. And we had guys that tried. We just couldn't do it. And Army was a little different. They're a smaller team, so we can play a little smaller and get away with some things that we couldn't quite get away with against Clemson. But with all that said, man, we're 9-3. When you take in consideration, Bryant misses 5 games. Jermaine Couisnard's basically practiced for maybe 10 days. He missed 2 weeks, 3 weeks leading into the first game, and then he got practices in between games, and then he went down again. And those are our 2 most experienced players, and both guys career double-figure scores. And we're depending on Jacoby Wright to be at the point. And Devin Carter, do you think he makes a difference? I mean, it's Josh Gray's our best ball screen big defender. We got a good team, and I'm excited. They get a break right now, and excited to hopefully we should have everybody back and geared up and ready to go for the second half of the run here.
Frank, second straight game, Chico's really come out and taken over. I mean, obviously he's, you guys are playing down, so he's getting more minutes. But how much can you look at what he's doing and say, all right, that's what I'm going to employ as you go forward?
Yeah, Chico's never Chico can really shoot the basketball. I think if you go back and listen to the first press conference I ever said, that's the first thing I said. He can really shoot the basketball. Chico's a confident young man. We need Chico to understand what we're doing better, and that's been his challenge. He's got to be at peace with knowing where he belongs on the court. But it's not like he's done something wrong. James Reese, Eric Stevenson, Jermaine Couisnard, because he was playing up until, 3-4 games ago. Keyshawn Bryant, Devin Carter, those guys are good players, man. Those guys are good players. It's not like he's been doing something wrong. He's been working. And the reason that he's had the success he's had is because when he's in practice every day, he's dealing with Eric and with James and Devin going against those guys every play. So and like I said, he can really shoot it. And he's a confident young man, and he's a tough kid. I mean, he doesn't back down. We need him to do some things better from a structure standpoint.
Frank, 2 questions. First of all, the football jersey, what inspired it and how'd you kind of come across it?
Yeah, I when I was at K-State, there's still partnership that still exists there from what I understand with the 1-7 Field Artillery Battalion, and it was an incredible thing, and we did all kinds of things together, the soldiers on our campus, us on their campus, training together as basketball players. So majority of those soldiers, man, are 18 to 23, 24. They just didn't have a chance to go to college. And having them come in and go to class with our players and live the life of a college student. Long story short. And then we'd go over there and train with them, and it was incredible. There was a ceremony for the general. I can't remember what the ceremony's called right now. I'm losing my mind. And unbeknownst to me, they presented me this jersey. Rob Bales, who was a lieutenant colonel that's retired that lives here in town now, and the general presented me this jersey, and I'd never worn it. It hangs proudly in my closet, and I look at it every single day. And when I was trying to figure out, the guys wanted to wear those real pretty kind of 3/4 zip-up jackets. I was going to put mine on. They got me a size too small, so might have gotten in trouble for indecent exposure if I would have worn that. But I was going to still wear it, and then I kind of started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I've never worn that jersey, man. I'm gonna put that on, and it was an honor to put this on tonight.
I guess you guys had, I'm looking at it, 56 points in the paint, 29 points off turnover, 16 assists compared to what you was against Clemson. Just, is this what you want this offense to look like, and how would you kind of describe what the offensive output looked like tonight for you?
It was better today. It was better today. Ball movement. It wasn't people just standing around staring at the guy with the ball. The guy with the ball wasn't trying to create an N1 video to put on social media. You know, we actually tried to play through structure, play through each other. Have movement off the ball so we can pass the ball. It's hard to pass the basketball. The guys off the ball don't move. And so it was better. Still wasn't. We only had 9 guys in practice the last 2 days. Ford Cooper rolled his ankle really hard. We shut Jermaine down. I told you guys after the Clemson game he shouldn't have played. So we shut him down. And then so we got 10. And maybe 5 minutes into practice 2 days ago, Ford Cooper rolls his ankle and rolls it like pretty bad. So we ended up doing a lot of 4-on-4 stuff, and then getting a manager in there. We had a poor manager in there trying to practice, and but it's we're not there yet. I thought we had some good offensive rhythm in preseason, and but it's part of managing a season. Then this guy's out, this guy's in, this guy's out, this guy's in, and the thing starts. So now you have to make adjustments because every player's talents are unique. You can't run the same play for Devin Carter that I would run if Jacoby's in the game or Jermaine. Everything's unique. So the structure, while there's a foundation, the tweaks within the foundation, you're either in football. Let's talk football. I love talking football. Basketball, just I got to use these sophisticated words, and I can't say them, and no one understands them anyways. In football, you're either a passing team or you're a running team. One or the other. You can't do both. You can't be let's throw it 50 times. Hey, let's line up today and run between the tackles. It's not going to work. It's got to be one or the other. That's the personality of your team. Then within that personality, that structure, then you got to, certain running backs are not as good running between the tackles. So you got to create ways to get them to the outside. And vice versa. If your offensive linemen are like me and can't run, then asking them to pull is not very smart. But if you ask him to knock the guy in front of him over, maybe he can try and do that. And so everything's a little different, and that's where offensively you're constantly adjusting there. But I think we got some good players.
Michael?
I know not having Wildens these last couple of games is big for you guys, but you've had some of these younger big men play more minutes. Mm-hmm. How valuable is this kind of time, to be able to get out on the court for them going forward? And what have you seen from those guys? Have you seen progress from them?
Yeah, I mean, Trayvon was a lot better today than he was against Clemson. I thought he was really bad against Clemson. He was a lot better today, defensively and offensively. Then he got tired, and then he started flopping around out there, and that he doesn't help us when he does that. I thought Taekwon didn't play well early in the game, but then he was engaged. I thought defensively, it's as well as he's played for us because he was having to defend guys away from the basket. I thought he was really good. Javon Benson, when you see Javon play, you see some of his talent, his length, his athleticism, and but this helps me. Having to play him helps me gain some trust in him. Josh Gray hadn't practiced since the Allen game. We played Allen. Josh and Devin had not been at practice. They got cleared today. Josh Gray's our best ball screen defensive player. Getting him back, it's going to continue to allow him to evolve and grow. But make no mistake now, Wildens is the backbone of our team. It's that he gives us the toughness, stability right in the middle that allows everything else to be stable. And we can't wait to get him back.
Frank, going into today,
I can't answer any questions. You guys wearing those sweaters. I mean, it's hard to concentrate.
This is Bill.
If he knew that somebody put him on a sweater that looks like that, he'd never answer another question for the media. Never.
I got Clark Griswold socks. You like those?
God.
He said we're going to go with a theme today.
You need to go back to New England. I mean.
With that being said, since Monday, I mean, you talked about the challenges with the guys that had to sit out because of the protocol or outside of the injuries as well. What have these last couple of days been like for your team and just the challenges to be able to prepare for today? Because I'm sure just the number of guys, the bodies, and then just trying to figure out, who might be available come game time.
Yeah, they've been really good. I mean, really good. I probably should have played Mike Green some earlier in the game because he's been good in practice. He didn't just come in here and flop around. You know, he came in here and gave us a purpose to practice and play. I thought Eric Stevenson was phenomenal, the way he helped me the last couple days. His spirit, like there's a play that happened right in front of me. I haven't had someone make a play like that in a while around here, where I think it was Devin knocks a ball loose, and the ball's bouncing like right towards me, and Eric's in the corner, and he comes head first and knocks the ball away from their guy, and now creates, I think it was Devin, maybe it was somebody else, to create that breakaway layup. You know, that's the personality that he brings every day, and they've been the last 2 days. They've been great. I've been limited in what I can do in practice, and I've tried to be really positive because we're not going to get anywhere beating guys down when we're just trying to. When we got all the COVID news, man, that's a gut punch. Because it wasn't like it's today, you and you get out of here, and all right, so now we can figure this out. No, it's today, you're out, tomorrow you're out, tomorrow you're out. So heading into Clemson was a gut punch. Like, it was hard, not for me. You punch me in my gut, I won't even feel it these days. But, you know, it's one of those things that it's been hard. The last 2 days were really positive, and you know, we just, as a coach, I wanted to get our guys to a place where they were in a good place mentally and wanted to go out there and compete today. And I thought we did that.
For the record, Devin said he liked the sweater. I don't know if he was sarcastic or not, but Devin said
Well, it matches with his car.
Is that really?
He should wear that driving his car. Like, holy cow, my God.
You mentioned guys being geared up and ready to go for SC State. Does that include A.J. Wilson, or is he closer to obviously coming back for SEC play?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I think the safer play with him is Auburn. I think January 4th.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're targeting.
Okay.
But with it's, you know, the doctor said it's a maximum 4 week, could be 2 weeks. So he's out of the crutch. I don't know if you saw him, paid attention when he's walking, he's not really limping. So, you know, now the next 3-4 days, you know, God continues to allow him to heal, and we'll see what happens. But I would say Auburn's the safe bet there.
And I guess, speaking of Devin, just what kind of personality does he give you when he's out on the court? It just seems like he's in go mode constantly. What do you get from him when he's out there and doing what he's doing?
He's a ridiculous competitor, man. Like, if you see him, I've shared this story about when I recruited him. If you know, I walked into the gym, he plays for one of my closest friends in life. His father is like one of the most competitive human beings to ever wear an NBA uniform. And I saw Devin and just his whole body language walking around. I was like, I can't fit with him. And then I started watching. I was like, this guy's going for your throat every play. And the more I watch, I was like, we got to have this guy. Like, are you kidding me? And that's who he is. That's who he is. And then now that's in the recruiting. Now he gets here, and I'm asking him to learn our structure. And he just has a certain demeanor about him that I would react to because he wasn't doing our structure the right way. But at the end of the day, he was making every play. And I was like saying, I got to be careful here because this guy's really good, and I don't need to run him out of here. And now he's buying into our structure, defensively and offensively. And now you're seeing his competitiveness and his talent show. He's really good.
Frank, just, you know, Wilden's being out obviously changes a lot of what you guys could do in the paint. But when, you know, until he comes back, as the new guys are kind of getting more minutes, how do you stress to your guards to say, hey, if these guys are having a rough moment, you got to pick them up, whether that's running or just, you know, trying to space the floor, anything to kind of get them out of that?
Yeah, I like today our bigs ran. Against Clemson, we never, ever created a presence at the rim offensively. We just kind of jogged back and forth. And I thought Trayvon gave us a presence in there. Josh Gray, when he went in there, he gave us a presence in there. You got to have that. And that's what Wildens gives us every single play. And then it makes then Wildens comes in there and just, then you put Josh Gray in there, and he's a naturally 250, 60 pounds, and he gives you some, he doesn't know how to score it yet, but he throws his big body in there. And then you bring in the next guy. And as the game progresses, if you follow Wildens' best part of the game is usually the second half, because we have just pummeled guys one after the other and created guys either foul trouble or tired. So now Wildens, who's our strength, can then excel as the game goes on. So, and besides, he's a great teammate. It just having his spirit, his willingness to work, never complain. He's a great teammate, and you know, I can't wait to have him back out there.
Anything else, Coach? Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Merry Christmas.